Mike Nadell from Gatehouse News Service. There's been several mentions of the process and the long term and everything. He only got a 2-year guaranteed contract, which seems quite short. And I guess I wanted to ask about that. And the other thing is, as long as this process took, was there any thought at all to waiting to the end of the NBA Finals and talking to some people who might have been qualified who were there, who you can't talk to now?
First of all, in terms of the contract, that information is wrong. And but again, somebody takes something and runs with it. But we don't give out terms of the deal. But I can tell you that's wrong. In terms of the other guys, I felt, again, I felt that Vinny's the right guy for us going forward. I mean, I felt it. I had a good feeling about it a couple of weeks ago when we sat down, and it was just reinforced really through, it was reinforced when we sat down with them as a group. But I know for a fact that Jerry and Gar feel the same way. I mean, it just something was there that we liked, and sometimes you can't always define it. But again, I'm looking at this for, in terms of for the long run to help our players. I think and I've said this before. I think one of the important things is, when I talk to the fans that have talked to me since last year, and even at the end of last year, the criticism of our team was that we didn't play hard. And I don't accept that, okay, for a lot of reasons and on a lot of levels. But I think a lot of it was that our guys didn't, they didn't feel like they were having, all the time that they needed invested in them. I know this. I mean, I think Vinny is going to invest the time in these guys. Players want to know that you're in this with them, that you're trying to get them better. It's a very difficult job to manage a roster as a coach because you can only play 8, 9, or 10 guys, and so there are always guys that are a little out of the mix, and you have to keep them going. You have to keep everybody going. You have to define roles. You have to do a lot of things as a coach that are difficult. But if you aren't willing to invest in them and make communication a major component of it, then you don't have a chance, to be honest with you, especially with a young group of guys. So, so again, it goes back to I felt, after we sat down with Vinny the second time with Jerry and Gar, that it was, this is the right thing to do. This, believe me, I knew, how it would be received. But you know what? You don't worry about those things when you feel that, it's the right thing. And today is the first day, and it's not going to be. Things aren't going to be determined by today. It's going to be what happens from here on out. And I'm confident that we'll put Vinny in a position to succeed, just like I think he's going to put our players in a position to be successful as well.